Hey everybody, it's Kyla at the MJC again, and I am here to walk you guys through the very last page of the financial disclosure form. But before we get started, just a reminder that nothing in this video is intended to be legal advice. It is a video, and so I'm not able to analyze your specific situation, to tell you what is in your best interest in your situation, whether what you're asking for is your best strategy, about whether a court is going to approve what you're wanting to do. So if you have questions about those sorts of things, I would recommend getting some legal advice. You can get brief legal advice for free here in Milwaukee County through the Marquette Volunteer Legal Clinics. If you're not located in Milwaukee County, you should contact your clerk of court to find out what resources are available for pro se litigants in your area. All right, so as I said before, we are getting into the very end of the financial disclosure, and those of you who have stuck with me through all of these videos, I'm sure are very thankful. We just have a few sections left, so here we go. Disposal of assets, number 9. It is basically asking, have you gotten rid of anything in the last year? Did you sell it? Did you give it away to somebody for free? Or did you destroy it? Did you throw it away? Did you get rid of anything? And obviously, it's okay if you threw out that used, Kleenex the other day. It's talking more about assets. So, if you sold a car, or if you got rid of your bed or your mattress or some furniture, those sorts of things. So it's okay, again, if you ate the apple out of the fridge, or you threw away that box. It's not looking at those sorts of things, but any things that you owned that you got rid of. And so here, if you didn't get rid of anything, you'll just check no. If you did, however, you're going to check yes. And then in this section, you'll complete this if you checked yes. If you checked no, skip that box and just move on to number 10. But if you did not, if you did get rid of something, then you will complete this section. You're going to write what it was. So here, maybe it was a vehicle. We'll say Chevy Malibu. I'm not even sure they made the Malibu in 2000, but I assume you guys will indulge me if they didn't. So got rid of this car, perhaps. Here you're going to put the date. So if you sold it, the date that you sold it. And it needs to be within a year, so we'll make that 2020. And then here, fair market value, so what it was worth on the date of disposal. So if you sold it, either what you did sell it for, if you sold it, on some sort of, market site, or if you gave it away, roughly what you think it would have been worth if you had sold it in that sort of fashion. You can include multiple things if you got rid of multiple things, and just make sure you would put that stuff here, bedroom set. So if I gave my bedroom set to my kid, bedroom set, and gave it to them on this date. And then again, roughly what I think it was worth, even if I didn't sell it for that amount. So if I think I could have sold it for $500, but I gave it to my kid, I would list what it would have been worth, fair market value. So again, if I just sold it to a stranger. Looking down here, current litigation, number 10, just wants to know, are you involved in any other lawsuit or litigation, other court case other than this divorce case? If you are not, you just check no. If you are, you're going to check yes over here, and you're going to identify the lawsuit. So basically, what sort of suit is it? So, small claims case. If you have a case number, you can put the case. So maybe you're involved in a small claims 0001, or we'll do 000. And then the name of it if you know it. So, Smith v. Johnson LLC. And what you could do, I guess, is I can make this a little bit more organized by having kind of just spacing it out there. So like that. If you have a foreclosure, that would go here. If you have a small claims case, that's another one we might see here. basically any other lawsuit or court case going on, particularly things that apply to stuff, but any other court case. And we'll say in our situation, since I went to the trouble of deleting that it's no. And then number 11 is, have you ever filed for bankruptcy? And again, this doesn't just mean together, this means have you ever filed for bankruptcy, or have you and your spouse filed for bankruptcy together? So if not, you'll check no. If yes, you'll check yes. And then here, it wants 3 pieces of information. The first thing would be the type of filing. So what chapter of bankruptcy did you file under? The most common ones that we see at the Justice Center are Chapter 7. That is what most people think of as straight bankruptcy. You file the bankruptcy, about a month in, you see a trustee, and then your case is completed, and most of your debts from before you filed went away. So that's Chapter 7. Chapter 13 would be if you had a payment plan over 3 to 5 years. So you had a payment plan over a number of years. There are other chapters of bankruptcy, so if you think yours wasn't a 7 or a 13 or you're not sure, you may want to consult with your records to see what type was filed, or if you had an attorney representing you, you could check with that attorney. You can also find most bankruptcy records on PACER, P-A-C-E-R, which is a federal courts record-keeping sort of program that's available online. So you'll put the type of filing there. Here, you're going to put the date of the filing. So again, if you know the exact date, that's great. That's ideally what we want. But I find that, especially the longer it's been, some people don't know the exact date. So if you just know the month and year, then put the month and year. Or if you only know the year, put the year. Some people say, well, I'm not certain about the year. At that point, we would say you want to come up with your best estimate of what the year was. Are you more likely than not that is the correct year? And again, you can go back through your records to see if you can find information about that. If you have some sort of marker that might help you remember that, oh yeah, I filed right after my kid turned 10. Maybe you could look and go, oh, that would be the year. So just any way you can find that information. But again, our dream scenario is that we have got the actual full date. And then here, current status. Current status is going to be one of 3 things. If it is going on right now, so this case hasn't ended yet, then it would be pending, right? Pending means it is going on right now, it's not over. If your bankruptcy ended and it was not successful, so for some reason something went wrong and your debts didn't go away, it's going to be dismissed. And the last possibility is if your bankruptcy ended successfully, you got to the end, you finished, and most of your debts went away, then it is discharged. And so those are the 3 options there. That is it for the financial. Then all you need to do is fill in this signature block section. So you can put your name, your street address, Milwaukee, 53206. Your email address if you have one. If you don't have an email address, then just leave that line blank. Phone number. And then typically what I would tell you guys is don't sign it or date it until, if you're working with the Milwaukee Justice Center, until you come in to do your Part 2 appointment. We'll have you sign and date it at that time. For those of you who are doing this on your own, just make sure, at least in Milwaukee, we want to have that date, so the date that you sign it, be within 30 days of when you file it. So if you're not yet sure when you're going to file it, if you and your ex still need to work together on some things or anything like that, we would typically say hold off, and then when you know you're ready to file and it's going to get filed within 30 days, sign and date. You won't need a state bar number because state bar number is only for attorneys. And again, if you're working with the Milwaukee Justice Center, you don't need to sign and date. Just bring this completed document to your Part 2 appointment, and we will have you sign and date when you get there. All right, well, that is it for the financial disclosure statement. Thank you to all of you who have made it through all of these videos. I know it was a slog, But I hope that this was helpful and it will save you time when you come in for your Part 2 appointments with the Milwaukee Justice Center, or if you're doing it on your own, that it will make it so you hopefully don't have to make corrections with the clerk. As always, if you do need more information or assistance, you can come in to get help with this at the Milwaukee Justice Center, located in room G9 of the Milwaukee County Courthouse. That is all for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you go out and y'all represent yourselves well.